What is up? Welcome back to Birdman on YouTube, also known as 2024 War Room on X. Excited to be back here today. It's been about 8 or 9 days since I did a video. Since before the Republican debate that happened last Tuesday or Wednesday night. So I kind of got some feedback for you. Maybe some different perspectives you don't see on the debate, because we all know what the perspectives I see on the debate. I think everybody knows this, is that if you're a DeSantis supporter, you thought he did a great job. If you're a Vivek supporter, you thought he did a great job. If you're a Nikki Haley supporter, you thought she did a good job. So that's pretty much the feedback that I saw all over X. So really, that was a very interesting debate in my opinion. I thought it was cool. It was the first one. It's usually the best one in my opinion. The first debate was exciting. I actually live tweeted the whole time. I was never tweeted so much in my life. I don't even know if you call it tweeting now, but and also at the same time they were having the Donald Trump Tucker Carlson interview on X that just not coincidentally started at 7:55, 5 minutes before the actual debate, Republican debate. So ha ha ha, right? I mean, Tucker Carlson going after Fox News, I guess. Fox News, who fired Tucker, 6 months ago or so. So I did not watch that until the next day. I know there were a lot of Trump supporters online going, "Are you going to watch the Tucker or Trump? Or are you going to watch the debate?" And they'd say, and the Trump supporters would be like, "I'm watching Tucker and Trump. I'm not going to watch the debate." Yeah. Oh, please. These people, I guarantee you, were watching the debate. I guarantee you. I'm going to watch Tucker and Trump. Oh, really? Is that really that exciting? Donald Trump, another interview. What is he going to say that's so surprising? Nothing. I'm getting screwed, but for me, I'll be Mar-a-Lago. I mean, craziness. Anyways, I watched the debate. I thought it was pretty good. Here's the feedback. I'm not going to bore you going through every candidate because no one really gives a shit. But let me explain something. I'll talk about a few. I thought Ron DeSantis was extremely robotic. And I haven't been one of these people. There's a lot of people out there going, "Man, Ron DeSantis is the reason he's not taking off because he's too boring and this and that." And I really haven't said that. I mean, maybe, yeah, he's probably not as exciting as Trump. I get that, okay? But this is the first time I said, okay, there's something wrong here. When I saw this debate, Ron DeSantis looked like he just got unplugged from the socket. He walked out, and they just turned him on. And he had pre-planned responses. You could tell he was nervous because he was talking real quick. And he just came across as robotic. Okay? Number one. Okay? And that's the one thing he needs to change. If he's gonna turbo go up the ranks, right? If you're down by 40 points, you've got to open up the offense. If this is like a football analogy, he's behind center and he's running the ball on 3rd and 20. Okay, he needs to get in the shotgun, put 3 or 4 wideouts, and chunk the ball. We've got to go no huddle offense if he's going to come back. But he's playing very conservative, and that's what he needs to do. I mean, he walks around with his butt cheek squeezed or something He doesn't want to make a mistake. He's so concerned about making a mistake. And I'm sorry, he needs to loosen the hell up. I wasn't that big. He had some great responses. But if you don't think he was robotic, I don't think you're human, because he was very robotic and he doesn't need to be robotic. And here's the other thing about DeSantis. And some people were like, well, they were saying as if it was a good thing that nobody, if you watch the debate, you notice none of the other candidates, nobody got into it with them. It was like nobody was saying anything to DeSantis, none of them. And DeSantis was just like a one-guy show answering the question right there in the middle of the stage. And I don't see that as a positive. I saw that as a negative. I think if he was being attacked, he could have some great responses. He could have some, get into it with a couple people, and it could really highlight the debate. It really could look like a never back down guy. But I thought it's almost like it was a coordinated effort and go, hey guys, let's not attack DeSantis. Let's not do it. We're not going to do it. I actually want to eliminate Vivek. I want to go after this guy. It almost seemed pre-coordinated to me. I don't know if they were like, well, DeSantis is the best chance we got because we actually were here, but we're not really going to win. And let's go with DeSantis is what I felt like. So I thought that was a negative. He's robotic. And number two, I thought that the fact that they weren't going after DeSantis was a negative for DeSantis. He did not win the debate. I'm sorry. I don't think he lost, but he didn't gain anything from it. Vivek Ramaswamy, the dude is so strong. I mean, I already predicted he would win the debate, and in my opinion, he did win the debate. Now, if you look at 538 polls, I think they had. If you look at all the polls, DeSantis won by about 3%. But if you look online, you kind of see a mixed bag of who won, Vivek or DeSantis. But I just like Vivek won. I mean, he gets into it with people, and the way he presents himself, and the way he's a salesman. He's very charismatic. He's very fearless. He's very fearless in what he's talking about. He's very convinced, and you really get a sense this guy really has a passion for what he's doing, in the sense that, those truths he said at the end, those 11 truths that he talks about, God is real, your parents are the best form of government, or best form of governance in world history, and the things that he says on it, it resonates, because that's stuff that you can't say, right? You can't say this stuff. There are only two genders. You can't say that, right? I just did, but you can't say that stuff. And so he resonates because he's so fearless. And he had some good back and forth with Nikki Haley on the regarding the, I believe it's the Ukraine war, because Nikki Haley's a pro-war person. She's all about going to war. Oh, and by the way, I saw some clip the other day. Nikki Haley, she says that 65 is way too young to retire. And she said we need to really look at the average age, of Americans. What? So according to Nikki Haley, when you're 65, you're on LinkedIn. Yeah, you're going to be on LinkedIn, and you're going to be looking for jobs because you're way too young to retire, according to Nikki Haley. Now, I don't know if Nikki Haley's going to be retired at 65, but it's not kind of too young. She said way too young. I'm just saying. So you're 65. Yeah, you're going to be working. Nikki Haley's not going to let you go home. She said that. Yeah. You go, girl. So Nikki Haley, when she's working a long time, it sounds to me she's kind of insinuating that you might be working to 78 or 80, because 65 is way too young. I get it. Probably 65 in the realm of Congress is too young. 65 is like a young buck in Congress, so maybe that's where she gets confused. The other person I'll talk about is Mike Pence. Mike Pence, by far, did the worst. Mike Pence is like the grumpy old dude that's worked at the company for 40 years and thinks he should be president of the company because of his tenure. I mean, according to Mike Pence, anyone that, at any company, if you're the oldest, you should be running it. That's basically how Mike Pence thinks, because his selling point for him being president is the fact that he has a lot of experience, because he was VP, he was in Congress, he was a governor. Vote for me because I have a lot of experience. And this time, this is a serious moment, and I should be president because this takes a serious candidate who has this kind of experience to run the country. Vote for me. Shut up, Vivek. Shut up, Vivek. I mean, he is so annoyed by Vivek. He's so condescending, because he's like, you little pup. What do you know, you little 38-year-old millionaire? Get out of here, Vivek. I mean, this guy's like, and then he's always acting holier than thou on everything, but he's so mean. He's like a mean bulldog up there. So Mike Pence, that's his selling point. I love how he loves World War II, like Nikki Haley. All about Ukraine. All about Ukraine. I don't know what he's going to do here, but he's really into Ukraine. Really into Ukraine. So Chris Christie was up there. He was kind of funny, whatever. It's Chris Christie. I mean, he's not going to move the dial. So if you look at the polls, though, that's my quick analysis. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I don't want to go to a long video, but my analysis is that Vivek won the debate. Ron DeSantis is a robot, and he needs to loosen the hell up. if he's going to come back, he's got to loosen the hell up. Open up the offense, do a shotgun, put the wide outs, throw the ball downfield, no timeouts, act like that. You can come back, Ron. If you need any more advice, Ron, call me, but that's how you're going to do it. And if you look at the one last thing, the polling average, I don't really see a lot of movement. I see Vivek a couple points, moved a couple points. Nikki Haley moved a couple points, and Ron DeSantis a point or two. But I don't see any big movement since the debate. It's been 8 days now. If I look at the 538 average, Trump's still up by like 40 points. So, but I think DeSantis is moving in Iowa a little bit, but he's still down by like 20. So we'll see what happens, folks. Obviously, you just had the hurricane in Florida, which, I mean, you don't want a hurricane to have a good political run, but I think that helps. I mean, you look at DeSantis out there right now. I think he's doing a damn good job on that from that hurricane. So, in his response and his leadership in the state. And what's the old adage? It's better to get a job when you have a job. That's kind of like, I feel like in DeSantis a little bit. He has a job, so it's kind of easier to get another job when you already have a job. And then some of these people are trying to get a job when they have no job, right? So, kind of interesting stuff. But that's all I got, folks. I will be doing another video soon. I hope you like what you hear. Follow me on Twitter, subscribe below, or follow me on @2024 War Room on X. Or you might do the right thing and actually follow me on both. So, thank you and have an outstanding evening.